Freedom is dangerous. The only thing more dangerous than freedom is not having it. Seattle's King 5 News reported on a story about a guy named Caleb Cole, who they call an avowed neo-Nazi in Snohomish County. Anytime some newsroom calls somebody a neo-Nazi or white supremacist, my ears perk up because that's the kind of terminology they throw around when they want to remove your freedoms. Now, I want to talk about this because it deals with the red flag laws that they really want to ramp up on all Americans, where if the authorities believe you to be a threat to yourself or others, they get a warrant from a judge and violate your Second and Fourth Amendment rights. No matter how extreme this group may seem in this propaganda piece, you're going to see at the end that they admit that this guy committed absolutely no crime, and yet they violated and stripped him of his freedoms anyway by stealing his property, which are his guns.
Police have seized several military-style weapons from a self-described Nazi in Snohomish County. He's believed to be the Washington state leader of Atomwaffen, whose members have been tied to 5 murders in other states.
Interesting terminology here. Whose members have been tied to 5 murders in other states. What's interesting about this sentence is that it comes from law enforcement authorities whose members have also been tied to countless murders all over the country. As just one of mountains of examples, how many people did the FBI and ATF murder in, say, Waco, Texas? Over 70, 26 of whom were children. So you have the criminal cartel of law enforcement wanting to go after a group that's nowhere near as dangerous as local and federal police crime rings. I'm not giving this Atomwaffen group a pass. I'm just stating the obvious that most people seem to ignore.
The Seattle FBI has been investigating. I'm Natalie Swaby in for Joyce tonight.
And I'm Mark Wright. Good evening. Thanks for being here. So to get those guns, agents turned to a special team of local prosecutors for help. K5's Chris Ingalls, our investigator, is here to explain why in this exclusive investigation. Chris.
Yeah, Mark, Natalie, the Atomwaffen division is believed to be a small group, but they are big on the threat of violence.
Now, they keep saying in this piece that they're big on threats of violence, but they never say who they're specifically threatening, and they offer zero proof. So we're just supposed to take their word for it, I guess.
Law enforcement has been watching, and now in a first-of-its-kind case, taking action. Atomwaffen, German for atomic weapons, has found a home here in the Northwest. The group's online videos show masked members striking the Nazi salute on overpasses above Interstate 5.
Wanting to be a Nazi and doing the Nazi salute and following Hitler and Charles Manson and all this crap is just plain stupid to me. But ask yourself, what's worse? Pretending you're a Nazi in demonstrations and videos like this, or actually acting like you're a Nazi every day as police terrorize, extort, and violate the freedoms and lives of the very people they're supposed to be protecting and serving. When police go after people like this, it makes you wonder if all they're doing is trying to eliminate their competition.
More recently, Washington has become a weapons training ground. In particular, abandoned buildings like Devil's Tower outside the city of Concrete in Skagit County. Now, newly filed court documents reveal that police have seized 9 firearms from the self-proclaimed Washington leader of Atomwaffen, Caleb Cole.
Right here, they make it look like conducting firearms training drills is a bad thing. And I can only imagine what people think when they see home videos like this where people are shooting their guns. Oh my God, only the military and police should have these kind of weapons. We've got to get rid of these people, or at least take their guns.
Because of his clear adherence to a neo-Nazi group that advocates accelerating what they believe to be a coming race war.
So we're supposed to just take this guy's word for it?
Seattle City Attorney Pete Holmes says federal authorities have been monitoring Caleb Cole. Photos from Cole's cell phone, seized by the Border Patrol when he re-entered the U.S. last year, show a ghastly European vacation.
Okay, ghastly. See if you see any ghastly photos here.
Court documents say this photo shows Cole outside the World War II Nazi death camp Auschwitz. He allegedly poses with the Atomwaffen flag at other sites in East Europe. And there's this photo posing armed with his girlfriend, who is Canadian.
Remember, this segment is trying to build a case and demonstrate a justification for taking weapons away from Americans who haven't committed crimes.
A U.S. Customs report says this year, Cole was deported and is barred from visiting Canada for life.
Why? What crime did he commit? I want to read this full document. Looks like on top there, it's because they disagree with his fascist ideology.
After admitting to his involvement in Atomwaffen.
This is a hate-filled human being, but unfortunately one who possesses really alarming numbers of weapons.
Holmes says his office got involved when approached by the Seattle FBI. Agents did not have the evidence to charge Cole with a crime.
Did you hear that? No evidence to charge him with a crime. Well, if he hasn't committed a crime, then leave the guy alone. This is absolute BS, and they're conditioning people to accept law enforcement intrusion on people who aren't criminals.
But they did think Cole and his growing stash of firearms posed a significant threat to public safety and sought a civil extreme risk protection order, or ERPO.
Should we disarm this guy? Absolutely. I think when someone tells you that they intend to harm other people, they amass weapons, they train other people about how to use these weapons, I think we should believe them.
Well, a couple questions here, Mr. Gun Grabber. Where's the proof that these people said they intend to harm other people? How does amassing weapons and showing people how to use these weapons constitute grounds for disarming non-criminals?
Prosecutors in King County and the city of Seattle formed the Regional Firearms Enforcement Unit with Seattle Police 2 years ago. Since then, they've used court-authorized weapon surrender orders to seize nearly 1,100 firearms, mostly from domestic abusers.
1,100 firearms seized from non-criminals. And if most of those are domestic abusers, does that mean they're going to remove firearms from cops who are 4 times more likely to be domestic abusers?
But also those who pose a public threat.
The fact that the federal government came to us, federal law enforcement, there's no other mechanism like our firearms unit that's in existence. There's no one else in the state of Washington doing this.
Atomwaffen is founded on the beliefs of Adolf Hitler and Charles Manson, who ordered mass murders to spark a race war. In other states, Atomwaffen members have been charged in 5 murders.
If that's true, then in my opinion, to be a part of a group like that leaves a question of if the elevator goes all the way to the top for some of these people. But the same can also be said for those who are part of law enforcement, one of the largest legalized crime rings in the country. Guys, people aren't criminals until they engage in criminal activity. Then you take them down. Otherwise, you've got government officials arbitrarily taking people's freedoms away for absolutely no reason. Freedom can be dangerous, and the truth is that some people will do dangerous things with their freedom.
When a judge granted prosecutors an extreme risk protection order, police say they seized not only military-style assault rifles, but also these AR-15 parts that could be used to make machine guns.
And the tools where they could make homemade guns that were untraceable.
And the government doesn't want untraceable weapons.
We've been unable to reach Caleb Cole, who's lived in Whatcom and Snohomish counties, for a comment. He's not charged with a crime, and prosecutors insist they are not targeting his free speech, but rather the hate camps he's organized in Washington, his growing arsenal, and his threats of a coming war.
So they were showing through their actions that they were willing to do more than just talk.
The FBI wouldn't comment for this story, but there are a couple of significant things here. First, this is the first time in our state, and one of the first in the nation, where the feds have tapped a state's red flag laws, as these are called, to seize a suspect's gun. City Attorney Pete Holmes says it shows how far things have come since he first envisioned the Firearms Enforcement Unit in 2017. Now they don't have to wait for a crime to happen. They can use a civil gun seizure if they can convince a judge, and even the FBI wants to get in on that. That's what we learned from a case like this.
So it's a civil matter, and Caleb has not been arrested.
He is not arrested.
Okay.
He is only basically charged by lawsuit in a thing that allows them to remove his weapons.
Well, there you have it. They didn't commit any crimes, but the government did. The government committed a crime when they stole the property of someone they claimed to be an extreme risk. And if that can happen to Caleb Cole, then that sets yet another dangerous precedent for it to happen to any American at any time for any reason. Like and share this video with everybody you know, everywhere you can on social media, and leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Before you go, check out our new shirt designs in the shirt store. Here's the Beta Hates America design. Hell no, you're not taking my AR-15. And nobody needs an AR-15. Well, nobody needs a whiny little bitch either. And yet, here you are. And against all enemies, Democrat and Republican. There are over 90 other kick-ass designs in the store, and the link's in the description. Your purchase supports the message of freedom on this channel. If you get something out of this content, help me beat YouTube's censorship algorithms by liking and sharing this video. And while you're here, why not watch a couple more of my videos? Until next time, stand firm, stay vigilant, and for the sake of all that is right and good, stop giving your rights away to tyrannical psychopaths who want to destroy this country.